Hello, today I will be responding to Mariah's claim that a vegetarian diet has zero benefits over a regular balanced diet. She does this by introducing three secondary claims, the first being that a vegetarian diet is problematic due to the fact that it lacks nutrients that animal products have. The second, that vegetarians are more susceptible to diseases and health issues. And the last one being that a meat-eating diet in moderation is safe for your health. In regards to her first claim that a vegetarian diet is problematic due to the lack of key nutrients that animal products have, she supports this by saying that a vegan diet eliminates all food relating to animal products and that a vegan diet eliminates natural food sources of B12. She states that it is found almost exclusively in animal products. However, it can be found in nutritional yeast, soy products, fortified cereals, and fortified non-dairy milk, which all happens to be vegan according to Healthline.com. She also states that those who do not get their B12 from meat or any animal product may have to go out of their way in order to obtain this vitamin. However, one can find B12 in fortified cereals, non-dairy milks, nutritional yeast, and B12 supplements from stores that are nationwide and are found in almost every town, such as Walmart and Target, according to ChooseVeg.com. Her second piece of evidence is that an article by the Mayo Clinic describes a lacto-vegetarian diet as one that eliminates meat, poultry, eggs, and dairy products, which she critiques due to its elimination of milk products. She argues that milk and dairy products are high in calcium and vitamin D, which promote bone health, and in not consuming these products, a lacto-vegetarian would need to take supplements. I agree that if a person did not consume dairy products, they too would need to take supplements. However, lacto-vegetarians do eat dairy according to the Mayo Clinic article that she cites. A lacto-vegetarian diet eliminates meat, poultry, and eggs. However, they do consume dairy. Therefore, they are ingesting the amounts of calcium and vitamin D in order to promote a healthy bone health, thus showing her evidence is inaccurate. Finally, she states that diets that exclude fish and eggs lack key nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids that she states you can get from salmon, which is a good source of omega-3. Yet salmon is not the only good source of omega-3, as there are an abundance of vegetarian alternatives such as chia seeds, Brussels sprouts, algal oil, and etc., according to Medical News Today. Her second claim is that vegetarians are more susceptible to diseases and health issues. She says that since diets that exclude fish, eggs, or sea vegetables like seaweed lack EPA and DHA, a form of omega-3 fatty acid, that vegetarians cannot eat any of these things. However, seaweed is vegetarian and therefore they can receive DHA and EPA. But furthermore, if they do not get DHA and EPA from seaweed, they can take supplements according to Chris Kresser, as a microalgal supplement is rich in DHA and can be retroconverted into EPA. Therefore, they will be getting their necessary EPA and DHA. Nextly, she states that omega-3 deficiency can cause rough, scaly skin and dermatitis. However, as I have priorly stated, that a vegetarian can consume the omega-3 that is needed. Lastly, for the secondary claim, she talks about how vegans substitute plant-based proteins which help with growth, maintenance, and energy. She cites Mary Hansen, a registered dietitian, that claims that 12 to 20% of total daily calories should be from proteins. However, this assumes that a vegetarian diet lacks proteins, as yogurt, cheese, milk, eggs, and beans are on WebMD's top 10 protein foods and are all vegetarian options. Finally, she states that vegetarians consume greater amounts of legumes to substitute for proteins, which causes them to have colorectal cancer, from an Adventist study that she cites. However, RealNatural.com reports that research confirms that legumes have the ability to actually reduce colorectal cancer, which is found in the article from Moores Cancer Center at UCSD, which studied 501 people, and 220 of those were cancer patients the colorectal cancer. And the study showed that as their diets were analyzed, they found that those who ate a higher amount of legumes and whole grains had a significantly reduced instance of the cancer. On to her last claim that a meat-eating diet in moderation is safe for your health. She debunks myth-eating myths by first introducing a nutritional research review by Margaret Thorogood, where she states that it was found that meat eaters had a low standard mortality rate of 54%. The standard mortality rate for meat eaters is the only one taken into account. The rate for non-meat eaters, however, was left out in her argumentation. As meat eaters had a standard mortality rate of 54, non-meat eaters had an SMR of 21, which is significantly lower. That same study concluded that the vegetarian subjects in the studies described in this paper appear on the whole to have enjoyed a better standard of health than the groups they are compared with. Lastly, she states that in a cross-sectional survey of participants in the Health Food Shop Users Study found no difference in blood pressure between meat eaters and vegetarians. However, a JAMA study featured on Harvard Medical School's website shows that out of 32 participants, those who were vegetarian had a systolic blood pressure about 7 mmHg lower on average and systolic blood pressure about 5 mmHg lower than their meat-eating counterparts, thus showing an evident correlation between BP and one's choice in diet. All of these examples show that there is a benefit to eating a vegetarian diet rather than an assumed regular meat-eating diet. Thank you for listening.
All right, you were very thorough on everything. I appreciated all the nutrient discussion on the first point. I thought you did a fine job on that. On the octo-vegetarian diet discussion, you in essence suggest that the advocate is ill-defined what that particular diet includes, and you suggest that it does include some dairy, and that the dairy would provide adequate nutrients that would address the problems that the advocate's talking about. I thought you did a pretty good job on that. And then you also have the alternatives that you listen, and I thought you did a fine job on that. Got a little confusing every time I heard VHA, EPA, a lot of alphabet soup going on here, so that makes it a little bit overwhelming sometimes. And the scaly skin issue is largely taken care of if you're okay with the other things and that gives you what you need. Then we don't really have that relationship. I understood that. And then on the last point, the idea that you can substitute proteins from other sources, I thought you did a good job talking about that. You do have two things that I think are a little bit problematic. You tend to cite the evidence after you present it. That's a little confusing. We want don't do the post citation. Give us the citation before you give us the information. That way we can tell that that is the information and not your claim. And then the other thing is there's a lot of reading going on. Otherwise, I thought you did a fine job. Thank you.